My name is King Mo, and you are in the King's Corner. I'm in Russia still. It's late. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning. I cannot sleep. So I was like, you know what? Let's do something. Let's do a fight breakdown. UFC 319 is a few days away. It's taking place in Chicago, Illinois at the United Way Center. And we have Dricus du Plessis, DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now let's do a brief breakdown of the main card. The first fight on the main card is Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. Tim Elliott is a UFC vet. He's fought some of the best at Flyweight. He's been around for many years, but he's riding a 2-year hiatus from the cage. He will be facing Kai Asakura. Kai is a former Ryzen champion. He's coming off of a loss to Pantoja in his UFC debut. And look, there's no shame losing to Pantoja in your first fight in the UFC, in your UFC debut. There's no shame. I think this fight will come down to Kai's cage awareness because, Kai came from the ring to the cage. And let me tell you, I fought in both. There's a huge difference because the ring suits strikers, which Kai is, and the cage suits grapplers, which Kai ain't. So I think when it comes down to, it's going to come down to Kai's explosiveness. Kai, he can knee, he can throw flying knees, he can kick, he can punch. I think that's going to be the difference in this fight. Kai's explosiveness would carry him to victory. I'm thinking in the first or second round, KO. It could be a knee to the head or a straight right hand down the middle. Kai's explosive. He can punch. So I'm picking Kai to win in the first or second round, TKO or KO. The second fight of the night, we have Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page, MVP. Now, this fight is intriguing. I'm going to tell you why. Now, we have Jared Cannonier, who started off his career in the UFC at heavyweight. Then he made his way down to 205. Then he made his way down to 185. And at 185, he's had some good wins. He beat Sean Strickland, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. He has a win over Anderson Silva. He beat Marvin Vettori. He's fought the who's who in the weight class. And he's facing Michael Venom Page, who moonlights at 170 as well, but decided to stay up, or not to stay up, but to move up to 185 to accept the challenge. Now, Michael Venom Page is a problem. He's unorthodox. He fights his hands down. He'll dance in front of you. He'll move. He'll slide, shake, switch stances, move backwards, move forwards, move left, right, up and down. He's just out there, but his style works for him. He's very flashy with his techniques. But at the same time, he's facing another guy who's athletic as well. Let's not get it twisted. Jared Cannonier is athletic too. He can punch. He's a finisher. He has good timing. This fight is going to come down to whoever has the better game plan. Now, I think that Michael Venom Page is very hard to train for, so his fight is going to be the fight he fights for everybody. Jared Cannonier is going to need to implement a solid game plan to get this victory. I think this fight's going 3 rounds. I do not know who to pick because I fuck with both fighters. I love both fighters. I watch both fighters. I'm a fan of both fighters. Michael Venom Page is strong. He don't look it, but he's strong. He's long. He has a good grip. He has some submission skills as well. Don't sleep on the skills now. He can strike. He can punch, kick. He has a crazy arsenal. But so does Cannonier. And Cannonier is a little bigger. I think he might hit a little harder. And I think Cannonier has a better grappling and wrestling. Now, He's slowing down a little bit because he's a little older. He's been in the game for a while. And MVP's a little fresher because he's had less battles and less wars. But to me, this is a 50-50 fight. I do not know who to pick, but I know this. The fans will enjoy this fight, and so will the fight nerds, because we're going to be there watching the fights wondering what game plan will Jerry Cannonier use to get the victory. I'm not sure what he's going to do, to be honest with you. I don't know, because I've seen people fight MVP differently. If I were Cannonier, I'd fight going backwards because I feel like MVP's a counter puncher. He's a counter striker, actually. He fights going backwards very well. But at the same time, that'll make the fight a boring fight. And I don't see Cannonier as the type to want to be in a boring fight. But with that being said, I'm not picking a winner. The fans are the true winners of this fight. Third fight of the main card. We have Geoff Neal versus Prates. Now, this fight is a strikers galore because Geoff Neal has them hands. Geoff Neal is slick, fast, quick, and he has that pop. Carlos is a good kickboxer, and he has the same skills as well. I question his cardio because of all that cigarette smoking. He has confidence. He's riding a wave of confidence. Aside from the loss he took from Ian Gary, Carlos is the favorite. But you know what? I'm a ride with the boy from Dallas, or the boy in Dallas, training in Dallas. I got Geoff Neal. I think Geoff Neal, he needs to build some confidence up, and I think this fight will be his confidence builder. I think Geoff Neal's hands will get him the victory. A lot of kickboxers aren't too inept to move their head, and that will help Geoff Neal land the straight punches. I think Geoff Neal's a little quicker with the hands as well. I'm riding with Geoff Neal, first or second round KO. I think he'll get the job done. All right, y'all. We are at the co-main event. We have Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. Okay. This one's intriguing too. This was very intriguing because we have Lerone Murphy who's undefeated. This guy has passed every test the UFC has thrown at him. He's faced strikers, grapplers. He's faced them all. He can strike himself. He can grapple. He can wrestle. He can do it all himself. He's very well-rounded. And he's facing the Bellator buzzsaw, former Bellator buzzsaw, in Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico is a young kid with heavy world-class hands and world-class wrestling. Now, I think Lerone Murphy has more experience in the UFC cage. How will this fight play out? It can go two ways. I can see Lerone Murphy using his feet because he has better footwork and he has better movement than Aaron Pico. I think he has longer arms. I can see him utilizing his jab and straight punches and sticking and moving and throwing kicks when they're needed. Hell, I can see him surprising Aaron Pico with the takedown. But it's MMA. Anything can happen. But on Aaron Pico's side, I can see Aaron Pico walking Lerone Murphy down with a good jab and stabbing him to the body with the left hooks to the body, the left uppercut to the body, and then getting the takedown on the cage and quite possibly doing some good work on top. We just don't know. I favor Lerone because he's more familiar with the UFC, but you can't count Aaron Pico out. I'm not sure who's going to win this fight. I lean more towards Lerone Murphy because of his movement and his footwork. I can see him going out there and outpointing Pico, maybe winning the first 2 rounds and then losing the third, or losing the first round and then winning the next 2 rounds. I'm just not sure. But this one right here is a toss-up. I don't know who to pick. I do lean towards Lerone because he's been there in the UFC a little longer and he's more familiar with the cage, like I said before. But you cannot count out Pico. Pico has many weapons. He can wrestle. He has great conditioning. He has a high combat sports IQ. And he can wrestle his ass off. He can box. He can punch. He goes to the body well. He's composed. He's very mature for a kid his age, a young man his age, not a kid. He's a young man. He's very mature. He carries himself well. But we'll see. A fight's a fight. We will find out the winner on Saturday night. But I do favor Lerone Murphy. But hey, it's the fight game, and anything can happen. All right. So we are at the main event. We have DDP, not Diamond Dallas Page, Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, look, y'all. This fight right here, this fight right here is pretty intriguing because we have the champ who's undefeated in the UFC versus another undefeated fighter. They're both very confident. They're both coming off of submission victories. Oh, man, I'm not sure how this fight goes. This fight can go two ways. This fight could come down to Chimaev just going out there, applying pressure, getting a takedown, and then having his way with Dricus. Or it could be Dricus weathering the storm and then coming out strong to drown Khamzat Chimaev. I think the latter is what's going to happen. Chimaev has been, his pace is a fast pace. He goes out there and just goes for it right away. But for 5 rounds, I'm not sure if that's a smart thing to do versus an unorthodox, strong guy like Dricus. Dricus is hard to train for. He's very unorthodox. His style is awkward, but he makes it work. He'll blitz. He'll fight from both stances. His timing is off. He's kind of choppy, but he's not. And I think that he'll go out there and weather the storm in the first round and a half, and then go on to drown Chimaev in the 4th or 5th round via submission or TKO. So I'm picking DDP, Dricus du Plessis, to win via stoppage, 4th or 5th round stoppage. But hell, I could be wrong. It's the fight game. Anything goes, and anything can happen. So, with that being said, if you like what you heard, subscribe to the channel, share this shit. Leave a, like my video, dislike it, leave a comment down below. I'll respond sometimes. I don't know, but I will have more content coming out in 30 days. We have Canelo versus Crawford, and I will be doing a breakdown on that whole card. That's a great fight as well. 2025 has been pretty solid for fights. This is a combat sports athlete